morning, my friends. This is Paul, and today I'm going to be reviewing to you Stumble Guys for the Nintendo Switch. So sexist. Why not Stumble Girls, or at least Stumble People if you want to be inclusive? Anyway, this is just Fall Guys, but better. With that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next time, remember to keep the faith, stay epic, and God bless. Bye! Well, I suppose I should probably make the review a little bit longer, just in case you haven't seen my original Fall Guys review. There are 32 people, all of which are playing as avatars that are extremely rotund and somewhat difficult to control, and you play in these obstacle courses where it is very easy to be launched around by either bounce pads or hammers or other players. And your objective is to try to make sure that you're not eliminated. Now that can be done in various ways. For instance, you might be in a race to the finish, and only so many people can cross the finish line before the other players are just yeeted. Or you might be in an arena and have to be the last one standing. It really depends on the minigames, but pretty much all of them are derivative of stuff that's already seen in Fall Guys. Your abilities are jumping, diving, and sometimes you can shoot rockets depending on the level. The diving mechanic I feel like is both better and worse than Fall Guys, because on one hand it does give you quite a lot of momentum, but then you kind of lose a bit if you try to jump right away after a dive. Now you can play cross-platform, and you can tell which ones are native Switch users because you'll see Joy-Cons next to their names. Speaking of names, it is one oddity. It seems like most of the players didn't give themselves good names, because almost all of them were like player followed by a gibberish strew of letters. I don't know, is that just an error on the other platforms? You guys tell me. Now you might be wondering why I said this is better than Fall Guys, and I think it's just because it's a lot smoother. It feels like it was much more optimized. It seems like it's quicker to enter and exit the matches, and it also just feels like it was more polished. Like, for example, in Fall Guys, sometimes you'd have to wait quite a bit for the lobbies to populate. But in this game, I never waited more than a couple of seconds. In fact, sometimes it would say that I'd have to wait 15 seconds and it'd be more like 5. So somehow, this must have gotten a much bigger player base. Also, after you lose, it's pretty easy to just exit right away and get back to the action. Although I do feel like it lingers a bit too long if you finish a game early and then are spectating other players. I guess that's what you have to do in an online-only game, but it is still a bit annoying that you have to just sit there and wait for everyone else to catch up. It also feels a bit anticlimactic after you win a set of 3 games, because it kind of just lingers there and there's not really a lot of sound effects or cheering. It kind of just sits there, so I didn't really feel too accomplished. Although I do feel really good that I won the set of 3 minigames the first time I ever played it. I feel like the controls work really well. I don't feel as out of control of my avatars as I did in Fall Guys, so in that respect it is much better. However, one thing where I think this game is a bit unfortunate is that it's free to play. Now there are unlockables, but all of them are cosmetic, and while you can use real money to speed up the process, it also feels like the in-game currency is really hard to acquire. Like, I've come in first place twice, and probably more once I start capturing footage for this, and I still only have 5 gems. And it's like, what more do I have to do when I'm playing the game really well? Did the developers really want to get money out of me that badly for cosmetics? At least it's not pay to win, but still, I wish that they would give players who are playing for free at least something to make them feel justified. Another thing I'm not a big fan of is that the audio design is both terrific and terrible at the same time. There is only one song that loops for every single minigame, and while it gets the job done, it does get annoying to keep having to hear the same thing, whereas if memory serves, Fall Guys at least had some variety. This was a complaint I had about Fall Guys, and it still applies here. Why is it that this is an online-only game? Would it have been that hard to program bots or have some kind of story mode or a single-player campaign? As it is, the only real options you have are sometimes there are special events, you just jump into a set of 3 random minigames, or you set up a room with other players. I don't know anyone else who plays this at present, so I haven't tested the connectivity issues. But I remember in Fall Guys it was a nightmare to add people, and I'm hoping they fixed that for this release. Stumble Guys is alright, but it has limited appeal. I played it for about, I think, an hour, and then I felt like I had seen everything that the game has to offer, and I don't see myself playing this ever again except to capture footage. It was fun while it lasted, but just like Fall Guys, you just play it, have fun, and move on with your life. Since there's no story mode, there's no credits, it's just an online only, and you know that that's only going to last you so long. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Let me know down in the comment section if you have any questions and what you think of the video. And until the next time, remember to keep the faith, stay epic, and God bless. Bye!